Hello friends, this is part 2 of Art Joy of Sharing from July 22nd. I'm doing the fast video, and because I did 2 projects today, I thought I'd break it up into 2 videos because each project is quite different. The first one was watercolor, and you can find that video on my channel, and now I am doing a little bit of assemblage, so I have some art part things from Wendy Vecchi, and I am using some archival ink to color the things that I'm going to use on here. We're talking about, because it's a live show, we're talking about archival ink, the differences between them, the different designers, and what their lines are like. Wendy has her own line, as does Tim Holtz, and so if you're looking for particular colors from Ranger, you probably need to know which designer you're looking for. Anyway, these parts I'm just coloring up. I'm going to start with a little collage. I've got a piece of tissue that's got some writing and script and things on it, so just adding a little color into the background. I'm going to tear it apart and start collaging that down on this square. It's a laser cut, some type of chipboard. I'm not sure exactly. It's not wood. It's some kind of board, and I'm gluing it down with the Yoo-Hoo glue stick. These are my favorite glue sticks. You can get them in 2 different colors. This happens to be just a plain Yoo-Hoo glue stick. They also come in a blue color, and if you get the blue ones, they're supposed to dry clear, but you can see where you've been with it because when you put it down, it's blue. So I'm going to finish gluing down my background pieces, and then out of another kit, I found this stamp that makes kind of a, you remember those old coffee pots that had, I think they called it granite texture on them? Well, I'm doing that texturization on the frame around this one. And then I'm showing them a napkin. These are those napkins that you get when you go through the drive-thru and you get a fast food thing. They make great pieces to stamp on, and that's what I'd done with that one. Anyway, the theme for today was to use what we have, and I've had these things in my stash for, I don't know, 10 years or more. I went and took a class with Wendy in Illinois long time ago, and I really liked these chipboard pieces, so I purchased several different kits, and I just haven't used that stuff up, so I need to get busy and do some assemblage and make some fun things. So I've got a little varnish with some yellow mixed into it. I've also got this tag that came off of a piece of clothing, and I have some rub-ons from the dollar store. That's the other piece. If you're interested in that other piece, be sure to check out my first video of the day. So, trying to get into this, it's kind of, the varnish is kind of dried, having a little difficulty. So I'm just going to reach in with my brush and grab a little bit of that, add it to those pieces. I don't know how many or which ones I'm going to use, but I just thought I'd go ahead and put some of that on each of these pieces. Then I'm going to take those rub-ons and I'm going to start applying some of the design onto the flower image so that it adds a little texture and dimension, excitement, you know, not just a plain surface. Trying to decide what section of this, you know, you don't have to use a whole rub-on when you're doing this. You can pick and choose what portions you want to rub down. And that's why I'm putting paper under the other part of it, because they're kind of sticky and they will stick to things. So then I took a rubber stamp and some of that archival ink and just stamped across the flower to give it a little bit of texture. I'm looking at this and I'm saying, I need a little something more. So I'm going to go check out my stash, and I find some ribbon and some lace. Gonna color that ribbon a little too stark white for me. And I'm just using some of those distress inks. And I will glue those pieces, those fabric ribbon pieces down across that square. Looking at that, trying to decide where I want it. I decided that the black piece was a little bit big, so I'm going to layer the lace right on top and trim that out. And it will be ready to start gluing things together. So, still thinking about placement, where I want things to go. And I have that tag to finish up too. But I'm showing you, when I go to thrift stores or garage sales or anything, I pick up a number of different deals. If you ever shop the craft stores, many of the embellishments are quite expensive, but you can get pretty cool brooches and things in garage sales, and all you have to do is cut the clip off the back, and they're easily mounted onto your assemblages. So think about those things when you're shopping or looking at things in garage sales, because they do come in handy. So I'm stamping this several times to make sure it's good and black. I use some Stays-On ink, and this is just a cream-colored cardstock. I'm going to cut that down. I'm trying to remove the .com off of this tag, and it's not working, so I thought, well, I'll just get some washi tape and cover it up with something interesting. The quote has something musical in it, so I find some washi tape that has some texture and musical notes, and I'm going to put those down. And get my piece cut down so that it's not covering up quite so much of the tag. I will edge that in a darker color and glue that down. And that tag is so cool because it has the little string and pin attached to it. It just came that way on a piece of clothing. And, I like to save things like that and use them in my art. Repurpose, recycle, So, got my favorite glue, gluing that down. Gonna get the cord wrapped around the pin and tied on. Of course, I struggle with things like this. I don't know why, but I do. Anyway, got it done. And cut that off. I'm going to glue that in place because I don't want it flopping all over, and I don't want the backside showing. I just want that little quote to show up. Now, even though this is kind of a vintage piece, I wanted that flower to have a little bit more color. So I'm grabbing some Distress Oxides just to brighten the ends of the petals. And I will get out some pearls and things. And you can buy pearls and gemstones just in one color. And if you have alcohol ink or alcohol ink markers, it works very well to colorize that. I'm thinking I might need some of these dimensional adhesive pieces to put this all together. I'm going to glue this down, and once I got started gluing, I figured I needed something a little bit stronger, so I grabbed my tacky glue to put those pieces together, and then I thought, no, I need a little ribbon hanger to add in there, so I'm adding a piece of ribbon so that this can be easily mounted on a wall. And to the back of the tag, I'm going to add a little bit of that glue also. Going to get my little art part floral daisy and glue that down. And here come the pearls. I have a stash of different things. I'm looking for the biggest pearls that I have because this is kind of a big flower and I want these for centerpieces. So these are Studio 71 alcohol ink markers. Any alcohol ink marker will work on this, so you don't have to have this particular brand, but you want that because it's translucent and it will work on top of any of your pearls and gemstones. So I'm just going to take my craft knife, place those on there. I'm going to add a little more of the distress ink around that because I want to have it be a little more predominant. And that'll finish up my second project for today. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you're new to my channel and haven't subscribed yet, please consider hitting that notification up above there and subscribing, liking, sharing, all the things that let people know this is of value to you. And be sure and check out the description box below for more information. I appreciate you having spent time with me today, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.